Life isn't always fair for everyone, and some of us have to overcome an unimaginable amount of odds to get to a place of success. And the people who manage to rise above all the challenges are considered legends. The same could be said about the 30-year-old golf player whose journey might give you the chills. We'll look at how he got here and the good work he's doing to raise money for Ukrainian orphanages. First up, the struggles of being born with a major disability. Fourie is a guy who, when you'd talk to him, would sound very grateful for everything he's got, as he's very lucky. But many people would argue that it's not true. The golf pro was born in 1992 near Chernobyl. This is just 6 years after the Great Disaster. Due to the nuclear waste, the radiation spread into the waters of Alex's hometown. Many people were greatly affected by it, including Fourie's mom, who got infected, and as a result, her son was born without a right arm. Alex was also born with a cleft lip and palate that he's had over 20 surgeries on. It sounds tough, huh? Being born without an arm and who knows how many other potential radiation-based diseases, but the struggles of Fourie only started with his birth. Right after he was born, Fourie's parents refused to take him home from the hospital and the custody was given up. As a result of that, Fourie had to be taken to an orphanage, where he spent the first 7 years of his life. Right before his 7th birthday, a law was passed in Ukraine that kids above the age of 7 can't stay at orphanages. And as a result, a South African family that moved to the US adopted Fourie, and he came to America. Next up is the American dream. Moving to Bessemer was one of the best things that could have happened for young Alex. He recalled being extremely skinny when he first moved abroad. His first meal when he got to America was putting down 3 quarter-pounders at McDonald's. And tell you what, that's the most American thing to do. So he immediately got used to the culture. After years of living on bad soups, a proper meal was a luxury for him. And so were the sports that he discovered he could participate in. Growing up, he played many sports and was magnificent at soccer, even representing his high school team. But it was golf that later became his obsession. His adoptive father was in a golf club and he used to take young Fourie with him. Alex caught on pretty quickly, and it wasn't very long afterward that he was playing high-stake games with money on the line. Under adult supervision, of course. Fourie clarified that he wasn't gambling at that age. His father was unaware of all this, so it worked. People tried to get him on their teams so they could make money from his talent. Alex's dad found out later when he saw all the new clubs in his son's hand. He wasn't happy about that. Up next, getting success in golf. It became clear that Fourie could make a career in golf. He certainly excelled at it, and it remained a big part of his life. Before becoming a pro in Knoxville, Tennessee, he played as a senior at Shades Mountain. In 2020, Fourie started entering tournaments after compiling an impressive index of 0.6. In 2021, he was the runner-up in a tournament held at Georgia State. The biggest highlight of his career was playing at USGA's first Adaptive Open. Alex was the best single-arm player in the entire country, and even though his performance in the 3-day event wasn't the best, he still got the shine he deserved. He had a broken finger and several torn ligaments in his knee, but he was still happy about the experience he got. Fourie barely missed the top 50 and the tournament was won by Simon Lee, a South Korean golfer on the spectrum. Alex was very happy about the tournament and thanked the USGA for making it happen. To him, disabled golfers are like a community. If one succeeds, they all do. So all of them need to support each other. He thought it was the best way to grow all of them, and because of this, the sport would also evolve. We look at Alex's mission to help disabled gold gain recognition. In the last year or so, a term has been thrown around by many rich pros on tour. They want to grow the game. But their meaning might not be as noble as Fourie's, who wants to help people with different challenges get all the opportunities they can get. And a guy like him doesn't just talk the talk, he's walking the walk. He started a charity called Single Hand Golf Club, and the whole reason for that was so kids with disabilities could try golf and maybe find their calling as he did. His goal is to make disabled golf more popular. According to the Ukrainian-born pro golfer, the best way to inspire people wouldn't be to post a story on Instagram to raise awareness. He wants to keep holding these tournaments so the kids can show up there. He wants to build clinics for the parents to show up with the kids to explain to those clinics the struggles their children have to go through. With that said, let's look at the charity work he's doing for his native country. War is always a tragedy, and the situation in Ukraine is as bad as it's ever gotten. And Fourie wanted to make every possible contribution he could. As of now, Alex has managed to raise close to $50,000 through the merch sales of his single-handed golf club. He partnered with Hope Now Missionaries, the same organization that helped him get out of the orphanage and become the man he is today. It's always beautiful to see things come full circle, but the challenges that his country is facing are very serious. Fourie talked about watching a clip in which his childhood orphanage got destroyed. He wanted to rebuild a place for the kids and buy a bulletproof means of transport to get the kids commuted safely after an incident in which the person driving the kids to safety was shot in the leg. So far, Alex has helped over 300 orphans and made their situation better. But this is only the beginning. He wants to keep raising awareness of the situation and use his platform to do good work for his people. Next up, going to Romania. The guy who's overcome many obstacles wants nothing more than to make sure other kids in a similar situation don't have to struggle as much as he did. He said it hurts him to see the reality of what some people are going through. To raise awareness, he wants to visit Romania next month and meet some kids his organization has helped. And he'd also like to know what else needs to be done. He can't rest as long as he knows many orphans are suffering and losing their lives mercilessly. Let's look at what Fourie does when he's not a pro golfer. We've already talked about Alex's talents as a pro golfer despite the major disadvantages he has to face. We've also talked about the philanthropist that he's become. But when he's not too busy just being the most awesome man to ever live, he works as a youth pastor and a salesman. But his passion remains in helping as many disabled kids as he can. He wants to grow his organization and raise enough awareness so that this becomes his full-time job. He wants to be an example for his daughter Lila. His message to the kids has always been not to let their disabilities pull them down. Instead, rise above all the challenges so their weaknesses become a symbol of power. On his website, the motto is "One arm, zero disabled." And that's as beautifully as anyone could have said it. Hopefully his efforts will generate more kids who will become an example for the next generation, just like him. Finally, making sure the money gets to the right people. Fourie talked about the lack of mainstream media attention these issues are getting. He also understands how some people don't have enough trust in these kinds of organizations, and there isn't always complete transparency. To overcome that obstacle, he makes sure he oversees everything, including making sure there are pictures of kids reaching safety. By safety, he means reaching the Romanian border many miles away. But his charity's ultimate goal is to find these kids homes by connecting them to families willing to adopt. He's a personal guarantee that all the money people donate will not be wasted. And if there's anyone we'd believe, it's this guy. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about this inspiring young man? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.